Yes, good afternoon, good morning, good evening. Welcome to Retro Spectrum Gaming. I'm Ewan Spence, and we have another classic ZX Spectrum game to review for you just now. And it is, of course, the mastery that is Denton Design's The Great Escape. Now, if you've been watching over on the Twitch channel, twitch.tv/Ewan Spence over the last it's 10 days, but it's taken us like 4 1 hour sessions to actually solve the Great Escape. I had to go back to the classic spectrum of making a map. And curiously, I'm pretty sure I must have done this when I was younger, because I did buy this as a budget game, be thinking about 87, 88 on the Hit Squad label. And at that point, I did manage to escape the camp, but I was recaptured. So the goal in the playthrough was to escape the camp and not get recaptured and make it back to Blighty. It will be not a spoiler to say I managed it. We're going to put a clip up on the channel as well of the final escape, so you can see that done. But right now, we're in to review the game, and this game is quite vicious in its design. There are two things that just really make it. You've got to understand these two things. One of them is procedure, what you need to do, and the other one is finding something, and that's going to do that anyway. Okay, so let's bring up the Great Escape. Now, I've been playing String Lockdown because I asked my community, what game should I play in Lockdown? And they all said the Great Escape, and I said, thanks for that. But we've been banding together, and we've managed to get that. Now, so here's one of the things. If you're not familiar with the process and everything, the first thing you've got to do is find the escape tunnel. And look, those people who have seen the film and know the book and know what's going on, I'm going to have to get rid of this guard, aren't I? Okay. You didn't see me go around the corner, did you? Nope, there you go. It's under the oven in your quarters. The problem is tunnels are under the ground and tunnels are dark, so you can't actually see what's going on. Red Cross food parcel, supply sent to you in there, so you need to find that. So that's in a small room beside roll call. And if you've watched any sort of prisoner of war stuff, you know that you get counted in the morning and counted in the evening, and you need to be there to get your check. So Denton Design have essentially taken the Great Escape and made. It's two things you need to realise here. The first one is it's a classic adventure game. You need to find object A to unlock object B, which allows you to get object C, which allows you to get object D, and so on and so on and so on until you get to the end of the game. But it's not just an A, B, C, D, E, F chain. There's multiple chains of these puzzle objects to get through. But here's the thing. They aren't using text. They're using its isometric layout, which you can obviously see on the screen. But there's another thing added to that, and it is this. Here's the controller, okay? I'm not actually touching the controls, but you'll see that your main character, who always stays in the center of the screen when you're outside, is actually following the camp routine on his own. So if you do nothing, you just go through the routine of the camp. You get up, you go to roll call, you have your meal, you go for exercise, you go back to roll call, you go back to bed. Basically, the life of a model prisoner of war. But if you're a prisoner of war, your goal is to escape and to harass and get annoyed with things. So you need to break away from this autopilot. So in this case, for example, you can just, once you start moving, you can move yourself. But if you're caught in the wrong place, you will be thrown in the cooler, the prison cell. Your morale will fall, and your morale is represented by the flag at the side. And if that morale falls all the way to the bottom, you will not be able to do any breaking away from the team. Your escape effort will fail. So essentially, it's an energy bar, but it's morale. And objects you need to see. Oh, there's a key there, for example. You can't actually pick up. You can pick up objects any time, but you tend to find that the only way to find those objects is to go to places where you're not allowed. Now, I'm allowed here because the flag is green. If there's somewhere where I'm not allowed, you saw it briefly happen there when I was captured, the flag will turn red. And that means you can't go in that place. And you're okay until you get, unless a guard finds you or you get captured or you're spotted doing anything like that. So for example, I know that in this door here is where the Red Cross food parcels are. but curiously enough, I'm not allowed in there. So what we'll do is we'll just go back to the camp routine. I'll fall in to the roll call, and we'll duck in there just before breakfast. Now, this game is hard, okay? Your goal is to escape. Not just the camp, but to escape and not be recaught and get all the way back. So you've got to work out the objects that you need to be carrying so you can use them in your escape. Okay, now I did say I was going to suddenly take over, so we go in here, for example, we find a room. Here's a Red Cross food parcel. We can pick it up, fire it up. We can then use it, far left or far right, depending which object it is. Here it is, it's far left. We've got a pouch, so we can pick that up. And with fire down, you can drop it as well. So you can pick up things, you can use things, you can drop things. You saw there that I'm now back into the red area. Yeah, I'm going, Mr. Guard, I'm going, Mr. Guard. There we go. Now, I could duck into the Camp Commandant's office to get that key, but of course if I do that, the guards are going to see me. Because I want to go through that door that's on the right. But I'm being watched carefully. So it's that door on the left. As I said, we've been playing this cooperatively on the stream. I've been playing and everybody's been offering advice for a good few hours to get that through. And a lot of that was helped, it has to be said, because I played this when I was young and it left a big impact on me, which meant I could remember roughly where there were things like a key, there were things like a spade because the tunnel had fallen down, and I had a rough idea where things were. So I did have a little bit of an advantage like that. And I did escape when I was young, but I got captured again. So a bit of knowledge of the source material helped out, a bit of remembering of how I did it before. I all had that, but you still got to do it. You still get captured very quickly. Most of the time, the German guards will know where you are and will follow you and will do the best. Now, and because you can only carry two things, you got to do inventory management as well. So the best place to leave things, okay, is in the tunnel, because I don't think the Germans in years of gameplay have actually ever found the tunnel. So there we go. Yeah, there are advantages of playing this on emulator. You can save a fair bit. You can load back in if you do get caught in your middle of doing it exciting. But it's not exactly what you would have done when you're growing up. But there again, if you had a multi-face one, you might be able to do it. But these are all small things. This is a 48k game, okay? That's a tiny, tiny amount of code and memory, especially when you compare it to the multi-gigabytes that you have nowadays in gaming. It is a complex adventure game, but it's also a game that has moments of tedium, like now. We're stuck in the exercise yard. But when you come up to do, not just a partial escape, but when you have to go through a tunnel at night to do certain things, it's pure excitement. It's almost arcade-like. You've got to move quickly, you've got to move precisely, you've got to find the spots next to the wire where the guards won't see you, and you can work with wire cutters and get through the wire. Of course, you've got to find the wire cutters first, and that's where the chain that you would normally get of an adventure game is. You've got to avoid the guard dogs, you've got to dodge the searchlight, you've got to go about your plans with bribing the guards, or maybe getting other prisoners to start a fight so the guards look elsewhere. And this held my attention when it was released a lot. And 30 odd years later, it has been a game that held my attention, held the attention of the stream, and it holds up to this day. There's a reason that this review is very light on spoilers. As I said, there's two major things. One of them is the placement of an item. One of them is about the procedure about going through the escape. There are two things that you really need to get, and I never got either of them when I was younger. Okay, but I did this time around. Okay, one of them by trial and error, helpfully with the save and load, so I could try 2 or 3 different placements, and one of them just with very careful eyes. And I do think that the last one, the one where you need to find something, is a bit sneaky on Denton Design's part. It is in full view, but really hard to find. And look, if you get stuck in the game, give me a message. And if it's the bit I think it is, I'll let you know how to do it. I'm not going to put it up in the YouTube video. That's not fair. especially the game designers. You should go out, you should play this game because it is still a delightful, complex, exciting adventure game. In terms of programming wise, like, it doesn't matter if a game is big or small. If it holds your attention for 2 weeks, if it keeps you thinking, then it's a good game, irrespective of whether it was published last week, last year, or back in 1986. The Great Escape, much like the film, much like the book, much like that historical legend, continues to excite and amaze and be engaging. And if you've not played this, you are doing it a disservice. Go and find it. If you have played this a while back and you're thinking, I need something that just I'm going to enjoy to do again, it's The Great Escape. It is not only recommended, but it is recommended highly. And of course, it's got that great tune as well. Music again. There we go. Denton Design, Great Escape, 1986. Go find a copy. While you're doing that, facebook.com/retrospectrumgaming for lots of chat, youtube.com/retrospectrumgaming to subscribe, like, love, the usual bloody blah, and twitch.tv/EwanSpence. Link will be below in the usual places so you can watch these reviews being recorded live, help me work through the games, and just have general fun and games throughout the week in the evenings. Ta-ra for now. Have you enjoyed this video? Would you like to see more? Before you click through to watch something else, why not follow the link to help me make more fun reviews, clips and content. Music again. There we go. Denton Design, Great Escape, 1986. Go find a copy. While you're doing that, facebook.com/retrospectrumgaming for lots of chat, youtube.com/retrospectrumgaming to subscribe, like, love, the usual bloody blah, and twitch.tv/EwanSpence. Link will be below in the usual places so you can watch these reviews being recorded live, help me work through the games, and just have general fun and games throughout the week in the evenings. Ta-ra for now.